The ship left the planet for a minute, and we had some technical difficulties on the dark side of the moon. But we are back, and Houston is back in service. So yes, Red is filling in tonight, and it's been a minute since I've been up here. Uh, I guess, yeah, a lot is transpired. I wintered it out in a no winter up here in northern Wisconsin, um, in the bus, and made my way through the winter. And now we're trying a new little adventure. Actually, I guess it goes with the change in times. And we started doing some door dashing. I have acquired a commuter vehicle to do that. I have been blessed with that. Um, so as the journey goes, yeah, things have been going well. Uh, it actually winter did show up, and that's been kind of a little glitch in the plan, but we've been making our way through it. Uh, I have actually moved the bus uh, to a piece of land where I'm able to park uh, for free. There's a little bit of a story of how that area has been acquired, but yeah, no blessed to have it, and we'll probably be doing the rest of the summer there, um, and in my actual backwoods, and doing some of my river stuff and whatnot. Uh, it has been quite a journey. It is an Easter Sunday, I realized. Yes, oh boy, um, that really did. Yes, I've seen it a couple times, and it really didn't set in. I guess till today, and somebody mentioned it. Ah, yes, it's a Easter Sunday. It's one of those. I guess you would call it a religious holiday. It's one of those I don't. I guess follow too much, but happy Easter to all of those that do, and yeah, yeah, I don't know. Lots of things I've noticed on my journey. Culture has changed a lot, and this country, maybe the surrounding countries a little bit. Um, yeah, there's been a whole new revolution in culture change. It's been a little bit of a culture shock to an old hobo like me. Um, Being disconnected in the woods a lot. I do. I've been on kind of a what they would call a rubber tramp. I'm a little bit of a hobo, been a vagabond all my life. Uh, for those of you that I guess don't really know who I am or whatever that is, uh, yeah. So it's led through this whole change of when the shutdown and all of that happened and COVID happened. Um, I guess I was working in mainstream culture then, but still living a mobile life, um, as I had for most of the time. Even I did have a family life at one point and tried to do those Babylonian things, I guess, but it never really worked out. Um, sure. Ah, right on, right on. Thank you, Ron. Yes. Yeah, no, and I don't know. It's one of the things I've been doing that Facebook thing for a long time. I guess I had another account. I should get back into that one. I mentioned it before. But about the time the shutdown happened, when I really decided to check out and basically say I'm done with this. This just isn't me. There's something different. Something I just didn't mix in with all the general class of society, and a lot of what you see happening. I was just talking about the culture, the change in culture and people, the change in road culture, the traveling crew, um, on that spectrum, the hobo type of people that uh, I've come to know is groups like Dirty Kids, the Rainbow Culture, stuff like that. Train hoppers of different groups. There's the FRTA, something like that, FTRA, uh, and other ones that, yeah. I knew the culture before the shutdown and after the shutdown, and really watched the transition. And from the outside of things, watched the transition in mainstream as well, and normal society, I guess, quote unquote, normal everyday society. Yes, I was a kid born at a time that there was a real short window there too of a generation that if you were born on it at a certain time, you got to see a real swift change. In the 80s, I guess I would say, uh, late 80s, maybe early 90s of culture, real swift change. Um, yeah, yeah, it's just been interesting. The bus itself the bus is still in the makings. Now that I'm doing this other little gig, door dashing, which seems to be helping things along. I'll be able to do things with the bus. I want to get solar panel in there, things like that, and continue on with that. Looking forward to the summer. I've got close friends and family here that I'm looking forward to spending the summer with and sharing, continuing to share uh, the evolution of whatever is happening here. It's been, thank you, Kim. Um, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not seeing everybody's comments. I just rattling on here. Uh, well, thank you. Yeah, no, and I've missed doing them. Uh, it's one. I was talking to one of my other followers and somebody I follow, uh, and he's part of that counterculture of him watching my journey through that and how real that everything always is. I am a person that uh, I am me, and I don't. Uh, I guess if at one point in my more egotistical days, I'll call it because I've been through ego death and all of that is I thought, well, it'd be neat to be one of those reality show makers. And I thought, um, whatever, if I'll make my own reality show. And sure enough, I did. And it all has been real and raw and the good and the bad and the ugly, the, and, indifferent, right, wrong, or indifferent. Um, yeah, it has been, and it's been fun. It's been fun. I've met people. I've met beautiful people. I've learned things. I've learned hard lessons along the way. Um, uh, yeah. Hello, Justin. Um, and it has. I've come to a whole different mindset in life. Um, I found humanity to become entertaining. I guess I, I don't know. Uh, to get into this, but the powers of manifestation, um, they are quite real. The powers in it, you can get into all the different aspects and words. Um, some of the words have negative connotations like manipulation and stuff like that. Uh, but are you putting good energy into it, and are you putting good ripples out into the world and all of that? Um, the development of the hippie culture too. That's a lot. I guess I get referred to as an old hippie a lot of times. Um, Even that culture has changed a lot through the with the newer generations coming up. And another thing I've gotten to observe, uh, just by choosing to go down the path I went down. Uh, I at 40 years old, nearly 15 years ago, um, would I have thought that I was going to be gas jugging a bus across the country? No, it would have been probably one of the furthest things. I guess at that point in life, I was imagining a river trip, and I've done that, and I might do it again this summer yet. Uh, Thinking why not? Because I'm here now, and happy 420. Yes, we almost missed it. We did. Oh my goodness. Yes. But yeah, uh, and just looking forward to the things being back in my backyard and revisiting and stomping around a little bit. Uh, yeah, I do got uh, I do got pictures of I jumped on the river one time some years back. It had been a little bit of a fantasy of mine. Um, and I was working, I was paying child support, I was trying to do all those things, follow the laws, and do everything you're told you're supposed to do after a divorce. And I was working in the tavern industry, and so I was, that was a lifestyle. I partied with it along with the people and stuff. It's part of what you're expected to do. Um, and did enjoy it. I don't regret that one bit, but there came a point where I got tired of all that, and all the right things I was doing wasn't benefiting me in any way, shape, or form. Um, I was sitting on the riverbank one day, fantasizing about jumping on the river and just floating down to the Gulf of Mexico. Fuck it, I'm thinking, right? And divine timing, divine whatever, uh, interception. This older gentleman comes up in a canoe full of supplies into this was a little river campsite that I was sitting at, um, and was telling me about how he had decided to check out of life and canoe every river in the world. And he just happened to be on that river that particular day, pulling into that where I was sitting there drinking a 6 pack of beer. You know? And, yeah, there's little things like that you think back on, and especially if you've taken the chance, it's a brave step to just jump on a river and say fuck it. Basically, when I did it, I had a few supplies. I had some primitive tools and a tent in my canoe, and yeah, figured what the hell. And I probably one of the better decisions I ever made in my life. You learn things about yourself out there in the wilderness, um, especially when you're by yourself. I did that trip solo. When you're by yourself out there in the deep wilderness, is you guys coming from Canada? I'm sure you can relate to deep wilderness. Um, it's different. It's different. And you realize that you're no more special of a life form on this planet than anything else that is out there. Uh, you're now at the mercy of the Mother Earth, really. Um, mhm. uh, and it gets quiet. It gets quiet. You learn something about being in quiet, being with your own thoughts, and being with yourself. Um, hey, hey, happy Easter. How's it going? Um, yeah, we're just sitting up here rambling. Uh, Cheers. I think we better smoke some pot because just up here rambling away. We missed the 420 break. Um, yeah, we got on the dark side of the moon there for a minute with Mr. Pink Floyd, and we lost radio signal with Houston, so we checked in a little bit late. And yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's I'm an animated person. I can't help it, but I enjoy it. It's something I've learned to embrace. Um, yeah. Why not? Life set it up that way. I can be as animated as I want. Um, you know, and we all can be. If everybody chose to be animated, what a beautiful world it would be. Yeah. It can be your own Roadrunner cartoon. It can be your own Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of who was the Canadian Mountie there and Dudley Do and his captain there, whatever his name was. Yeah, and then the Indian guys. Yeah, yeah. See, if life was a constant cartoon, it would always be funny. Somebody taught me that one time. Ah, yes. Cheers, my friends. Cheers. Ah, and that's always so much better. Yeah. So, yeah, this channel, I guess what it is, it's a lot about uh, cannabis and other medicine, natural medicine reform. Um, and I appreciate it. I appreciate having been able to be a part of this crew and stuff. Um, doing anything for 420. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. 420. I don't know. I might have to make a plan. That's coming up soon. Yeah. I don't know. I might have to get a little wild and crazy. I wonder how quick I could make something happen. Would be interesting to find out. I might have to challenge myself. Yes. I 420. Maybe I might have to go get some fireworks. Uh, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I was this recent snow that hit us. I've not been able to really access the bus since I moved it. It's weird how the weather has went like that. I sat all winter in a junkyard um, in the bus, and it didn't snow all winter long. And I moved the bus, and winter busted loose in the springtime. Yeah. So as I've seen all the bears are all kind of grumpy and confused. Um, I think our seasons have changed, and that I'm gonna have to reschedule hibernation next year. Yeah, because yeah, polar north seems to have shifted, and ain't that something? Yeah, the whole east side of the United States becomes an island, a continent unto itself once the polar ice caps melt. Yeah, yeah. That's what Wilson told me one day on Tim the Tool Owl and Tim the Tool Man show. Yep, I heard his head bouncing off the fence there. Um, so yes, I yeah. So hmm, yeah. I knew that polar vortex wasn't going to stay off from us all winter. I knew it couldn't. Uh, yeah, I am just the winter that we've had. I am I'm floored. I don't. It's proof of geology, really, and evolution. Um, that the Earth does change, has its own global. The Mother Earth, the Mother Nature is always at work, changing the face of the Earth, refreshing, rehealing, regenerating. Um, yeah, and we get to see it on a little bigger scale in this particular part of existence. I think it's kind of neat. Yeah. So it would have happened whether we would have had automobiles or not. If yeah, regardless of what would have happened, the Earth would have done this anyways, and that's just the truth of the matter. Um, that's just how it is. Evolution. It does exist. Oh, now I see turkeys. See, I had to find somewhere else to be for a night or two. Um, and there's there's this beautiful place with all this wildlife here. And yeah, I've made some beautiful friends along the way. I have. I plan on making a lot more beautiful friends. Um, things happen and people get left behind and energy gets left behind. And and yeah, and sometimes you got to be kind of fucking brave uh in some journeys in life. Um I nice. Yes, I'm gonna be sprouting some seeds here soon too. I think I'm gonna plant a garden this summer because I can where I'm at. So yeah, but yeah, it is. Sometimes you got to be a bit brave, a little bit crazy, and yeah, a little bit outside the box. I believe I've been in that bus a year, a little over a year now, probably going on a year and a half. Um, yeah, I never thought it. Yeah, crazy stuff. It is. The life of rubber tramp hobos. Uh, jumped in an old motorhome one time we had parked in the woods for like 15 years. Jumped in that old motorhome, um, and it hadn't started for 15 years. It sat there so long that the tires were sunk in the mud, in the dirt, in the ground. It wasn't mud; it was solid ground where we parked it, solid black dirt, whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, and I needed a way out one time, and I took 5 gallons up to this old 1983 Chevrolet motorhome and a battery, and I pulled that fucker up out of them holes. It started up, it fired up. I couldn't believe it even started. Um, and did a little real slow kind of break in. I didn't take it out of the woods right away. Um, But and yeah, this motorhome led to that magic bus. Uh, uh, yeah, and I wound up taking that motorhome all around the country. And some people watched it, seen it happen. Out of Wisconsin, out of the fucking woods, half sunk in the ground, not have been started for 15 years, moved for 15 years, and took that motherfucker across country. I blew a tire or two along the way, got frustrated a little bit along the way, but by God, on a little bit of honest hobo work and 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 waving some signs. What an adventure. Why not? I just said one at some point. I thought, why not? Why not? I guess might as well go all out. Uh, yeah, um, yeah. Because even in my married years, I guess I can't say that my wife and kids never experienced homelessness because even then I was prone to packing fucking shit up. You know, what about my furniture? We need a U-Haul, blah, blah. You don't need none of that shit. Fucking sell it, I'd say. And yeah, because essentially it costs more to figure out a way to haul all that fucking dime store fucking shit around with you that you can way cheaper replace. And it really doesn't have any sentimental value. You bought it from the fucking store down the way and you put some big fucking peeling into it and now it's sentimental. No, it's not. No, it's not. You just can't figure out how to think outside the box. Yeah. I and it's a lot of fun. It has been. Yeah. Yes, quite the life. I was never meant to be married either. I don't think that was probably a bigger mistake I made in my life. And that poor girl, mm, probably the bigger mistake she made in her life too. She probably thought, uh huh, that poor guy. Yeah. I remember, and we'll go here. This is part of the fucking what brought me where I'm at. But I remember at one point in the journey that I went to my ex-wife uh, to make amends, and she didn't know I was there to make amends. Um, but before I could begin to make my amends, she began making her amends to me, and yeah. That's a beautiful thing when those things can happen, when two people can go on their own way and their own journey and come back and say, "Hey, you know what? Yeah." And that's the kind of things that that being a hobo has presented for me. And yeah, you can say all the bad stuff you want about getting divorced and all of that, blah, boo, and all of that shit. But if you really pay attention, if you really pay attention, you can find the beauty in it too. So, you know, yeah, the bus has been a little bit of a long project, but that's okay as well. Um, things going on in the world. I'm glad to be where I'm at. I'm glad to have it parked where it's parked at. It is a retreat. It's a getaway. Um, and I think I might try something a little bit different now that I've got a commuter vehicle and another little opportunity to try a different gig uh, because the gig is mobile. It fits a mobile life, and I have the means to do it. Why not? Why not? Yep, it'll help fund the trip. Um, yeah, won't have to wave no signs. I'll probably still wave a sign or two, just because, just for fucking nostalgia. Because once you've done it, there ain't no going back. It's like a bad drug. It really is. Once you've been successful at waving a sign and raising money, um, yeah, uh, yeah, everybody gets their own little act and stuff. Busking. A lot of times, when you got a little act or something that you can do that will draw good energy and give people a smile and make you feel good, um, and honest about what you're doing, there's a different energy, a different kind of reward that comes with that. Uh, you know, some people do it with their musical instruments. Some people just do it with a smile, like me, because I always thought I was cute, but they said I was a little bit conceited. But I don't know. Life experience tells me that I was probably a little bit cute. Uh, so, anyways, um, yeah, don't have to be conceited. 5 minute warning. Here we go. Yes. So yeah, that's I guess catching up on things. Yeah, I unfortunately don't celebrate Easter, but yeah, happy Easter to all of you and all that good stuff. Um, yeah, and I just check. If you want to see what's been going on, check the page from time to time and follow the journey. I guess it's going to be a fun summer. There will be lots more coming. Um, yeah, uh, the rivers up here. There's a lot of natural stuff. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I was going to do it with a partner a couple years back. Um, Things happened, life happened, kind of knocked the wind out of my sails. Um, and but here we are. We're going to do it. And yes, thank you, Kim. Thank you. I'm doing very well, actually. Uh, yeah, I'm doing very well, actually. Sit back a lot of times. I sit back in the back of my bus at the end of the day when the sun goes down and I lock the world out and I close my eyes and I smoke some pot, right? And 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 I just start grinning. I think of the things that especially over the course of the last 4 to 6 years, and I'm still here to talk about it. Um, yeah, and why not? Why not? What the fuck? I had never seen that coming, but uh, yeah, what the hell? It's been good. It's been good, and yeah, it's opened a whole new world to me, a world that I wasn't before. Thanks, Ron. Yeah, um, and yeah, I don't know. There's this whole idea of aspect of river culture too. There's river culture out there as well. So yeah, and it might be kind of neat to meet it. Um, with that, let's all have one more talk, and then we're gonna get out of here. Hells to the yes. It's gonna be a good summer. I'm glad I got to come in tonight and do a sesh. I appreciate all you guys. Yeah, and hopefully some of you follow along. Peace, love, and rainbow. Y'all have a good rest of your night. I know I'm gonna. Talk to you all later.